After viewing this lesson, you'll be able to make edges and faces using Blender's Mesh Edit tools. In this example, we're demonstrating how to fill the space between the circle and the square opening using the Mesh Edges or Faces Fill command. Let's start this lesson with a default Blender scene. We're going to go ahead and clear out these objects by right-clicking on them, and if you hold the Shift down, you can additively select, and then go ahead and X key and Array Selected. Now we have a blank scene. I'm using the left Shift C to center up the cursor, and I'm going to add a mesh, add a plane, and I'm going to use these different objects to demonstrate ways to fill edges and faces. So while we're doing this, you can follow along and add a circle. I have mine set to 24 vertices. Whatever the default is will be fine. Now I'm going to check that in edit mode. You can see the vertices. Now I'm going to add another plane. Move that out of the way first. I'm going to select one edge or one corner and go ahead and delete that vertice. Delete vertice using the X key to get the delete menu. So now we have a plane, and we have a little shape here and a circle, and on the plane I'm going to go ahead and delete the face, but I want to delete only the face because if I delete faces the whole thing gets deleted. So I'm going to undo that with Control Z, and once again using the X key, this time deleting only faces. So go ahead and try that. There's different types of deletes, and deleting faces and deleting only faces gives you different results. Just reorienting things a little bit to show you what we have here. Bring that a little tighter just to, again, to frame things up for this lesson. Alright, let's put this in edit mode. Now use the tab key to switch into edit mode, and use the F key to fill. So you try that. You can select yours and use the F key. Alternately, you can go to the mesh menu and go to faces, to the make edge face. That's the comparable to the F key. Now we'll select this open two-edged shape and select it with the A key. Let's say faces, make edge face, and you can see that that created an edge and filled the face. Now using a circle, use the A key to select all, and we're going to try the same thing, faces, make edge face. That would be the F key. And we get this menu because this isn't a simple four-sided or two-sided, four-sided or three-sided fill, and it doesn't fill, and that can be a little confusing. We need to use a different kind of fill for a circle. We need to use the Shift F command. So that worked on the quad, and it worked on the triangular shape because Blender fills four-sided and three-sided shapes. But with multi-sided shape, and this is 24-sided, we need to use a different command. Right now I am not in edit mode, so I didn't have the right menu. Now I'm in edit mode. Use the tab key or the menu to shift to that. Go to faces, and this time we're going to use the fill, which the hotkey is Shift F. And you can see that that filled the circle with different triangular shapes. We'll take a closer look at that. Now that we're back in object mode, we don't see the actual lines that make up the fills, but they're still there. Now I duplicated a vertice from the corner of this triangle with the Shift D command, and I'm going to turn off the manipulator and show you how that holding the control button, control and left clicking, we can add points or add vertices and edges to this shape. Again, it's control and then left click. And you're going to have to hold control down. Now I'm going to select these two vertices on the open edge and use the F key to fill that edge. Now I'm selecting 4 of these vertices and using the F key to fill. Again, Blender will fill 3 or 4 vertices. Now we have 5 vertices here on the remainder of this shape. So what we can do is we can select those, and we want to deselect the ones that are already part of a polygon because we don't need to fill those. And we're going to use the faces. That's what we're going to use here. Let's try the F for fill. No, that won't work. Let's try the fill because we have 5 vertices. So the Shift F. And Blender has filled that as 2 triangles, actually 3 triangles. Now if we wanted to have 4 of those points filled as a quad, we can do that as well. Let's just take a look at it and we can see the different faces. We go down the buttons window into the edit buttons. Right here in the middle in the mesh tools, we're going to press the join triangles. And Blender has chosen to join 2 triangles into a quad. Now let's go on and we'll create a new shape, a new plane, and we're going to demonstrate a more complicated fill. Now this plane has 4 sides, and when we get that into edit mode, we can take a look and see what we've got there. And there we go, 4 vertices, 4 edges, and a face. And here in the mesh tools again, we're going to subdivide this by pressing the subdivide button right here at the top. Once, twice. That'll be enough right there. Shift to face mode. We can see how those faces are set up. I'm going to select the center vertice by right-clicking on it and delete that. And now we have a hole. We have an opening in this plane. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is add a circle in there. We're going to fill the space. So what we need to do first, though, in order to put that circle in the right place, we're going to need to snap our cursor to the center of this object. So we're going to shift to object mode and then do a snap, which is a Shift F command. And now we're going to add a circle. And if that went a little fast for you, that was so bring the plane into object mode and then Shift S to snap. And then go ahead and add a mesh circle. I'm just going to choose 8 sides. Go ahead and say OK to that. And now we have a circle mesh, and it's part of the same object because our plane was in edit mode when we added this circle. So that makes it part of the plane. So now we have to select the vertices around the edge here, and we do that by holding the Shift and right-clicking. And now we're going to use a fill command. And we'll be using the Shift F because we have more than 4 or 3 vertices. And you can see that that filled that space. And it's filled it with triangles. So there is a way now to make that more attractive. There is a beauty fill command, and once you have the faces filled, you can see as we scale this up that it doesn't work so well because of the way the triangles are shaped. So go ahead and do an all select on this, and let me show you another command to clean this up. Go into the mesh, into the faces, and then we'll select beauty fill. And you can see that reoriented the divisions so that they're much more orderly and attractive. Just to show you again what we did, Alt F is the shortcut for beauty fill. But you need to fill it first and then Alt F to clean it up. Tab out of that and hit the Z key to shift into a solid view, and you can see we have a nice hole in our face. And that concludes the lesson.